Good day, welcome to the channel of SA Accounting Network. Today I want to speak to you guys quickly about the 2020 tax filing season and just a couple of changes in the system. A lot of you have been receiving or have been seeing on the news that the way that they're doing things this year has changed. So I just want to give you guys a quick update about how the process changed and what you guys need to do first. So I think the first question that we've had from quite a few people is normally the tax filing season opens up to the 1st of July, where this year they've actually postponed it. They made it later. They said that it's going to start from the 1st of September only. So they're starting 2 months later. However, they started with a thing now, and that is what you've been seeing on the news. They were talking about auto-assessment. So that means that the receiver of revenue is going to be sending you an SMS to say that this is the estimate of what they think your refund should work out to. And so if you're happy with that assessment from them, then you can go ahead and accept it. But I want to explain to you guys what changed between last year and this year. Last year we already started seeing some of these auto assessments, but those would be for people that only received an RP5. So there were no retirement annuities, no medical aids, nothing like that involved. It was just a straightforward thing. So what happened, as soon as you open up your return, they would give you like a preliminary assessment. They ask you whether you're happy with that assessment or not, and if you're happy, you would just accept it, and then you wouldn't actually need to file a tax return. But let me quickly go to my computer, then I can show you quickly what the difference is between this year and last year. So if we look at, I just want to show you guys quickly. So if we look at how SARS works, if we say we've got the receiver of revenue over here, and we've got the bank, and we've got, let's say for instance, your company that you're working for, you've got your retirement annuity, and you've got your medical aid. So let's say for instance, those are the people that's involved with your tax return. So obviously the company that you work for, they send the RP5 through to the receiver of revenue, and then together with the other people as well, like the banks, they would send all the interest information from them. Your retirement annuity, they would send that information to the receiver of revenue, and then your medical aid would send the receiver of revenue the information to them. So if you as the individual in the previous years went and you submitted your return, and on that return you told the receiver of revenue that these were all the contributions, or this is your RP5 that you received from your company, and then these were the contributions that you made to the medical aid, to your retirement annuity, and to the bank, then what they would do is they would take that information that you submitted on your return, and then they would go verify it with those different companies to make sure that the information that we send to them are accurate. So the way that they're changing it this year, let me just get back to my pen, and then I was going to share what the difference is. So when we started after the financial year, all the things that basically happened the same sequence, that all these companies sent the information through to SARS. So they would already get all your contributions. They would know what your interest was at the bank, what your retirement annuities was, what the medical aid was. So now what they're doing is they're reversing this system over here. So once the receiver of revenue receives all this information, they send you what they call that auto assessment, and then they give you that option to say whether the information that you received from those institutions or the information that SARS received from those institutions are accurate. So where I assume where this is going to work well is if you only earn a salary and you're probably getting a retirement annuity, medical aid, stuff like that, then the chances are quite good that that auto assessment is going to be accurate. But where it's not going to be accurate is if you, let's say for instance, earn interest from places where the receiver of revenue wouldn't know about. So if you receive interest from foreign sources, I'm thinking about your medical aid. So if you, let's say for instance, paid a lot of medical expenses out of your own pocket that but you didn't send through to the medical aid, then the receiver of revenue won't know about those things. If you receive a travel allowance, obviously they haven't got copies of your logbook, so you would still need to complete your return there. And then I think probably stuff like rental income as well. So I think that is something that they changed this year as well, is that all your estate agents as well, they are supposed to report your rental income that they received through to the receiver of revenue as well. So they already know what rent you received for the previous financial year. So you need to declare that rental income. But what the receiver of revenue hasn't got is they haven't got your expenses. So the expenses you're still going to have to complete manually on that actual return. So I think the way that they're going to be doing tax returns this year changed a bit, in the sense that the receiver of revenue is receiving all the data from the third parties, and then they populate the return and send it through to you to ask you whether you agree with it or not. If you're happy, you can accept it. But if you've got anything that you want to declare on your tax return, which is not normal type of expenses that they won't know about, like your logbooks and your medical expenses and expenses in your rental property, then you would still need to submit a return. I hope that answers a lot of questions for you guys, and you've got our contact details as well. If you need assistance with your tax return this year, then remember to get in contact with us as well. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel and like the video as well.